Rationalize the denominator of the fourth root of the fraction 16 over 9x to the 7th. Assume that all variables represent positive real numbers. So what I will start off with is going ahead and dividing this up so that I have a numerator and a denominator, each under their own separate radical sign. So I have the fourth root of 16 in the numerator and the fourth root of 9x to the 7th power in the denominator. Understand that this is the same thing as saying the fourth root of 2 to the 4th power in the numerator. And this is saying the same thing as the fourth root of 3 squared times x to the 4th times x to the 3rd power. And the reason that I do this is because I want exponents of 4 underneath the radical sign so that they match the indices of the radical, which means that I somehow have to convert that to an exponent of 4 and convert that to an exponent of 4. I can go ahead and simplify where possible, and this right here is simply going to be equal to 2. The fourth root of 2 to the 4th is 2, because this index and this exponent are basically inverses of each other, and they will undo each other or cancel in the vernacular. I can also take care of this particular expression, because if you notice, as I already pointed out, the radical index right here and the exponent right here match, so that will leave me with an x outside the radical. And I will still have the fourth root of 3 squared times x to the 3rd power. So in order to finish rationalizing this, I'm going to multiply by a fraction where I create a 3 to the 4th power. Okay, that's what I need to end up with. 3 to the 4th power. And an x to the 4th power. Well, in order to do that, I will need to multiply by the fourth root of 3 squared, because the exponents must add up to 4. And I will multiply by x here, because if I look at that, that's got an exponent of 1, and this has an exponent of 3. So this exponent of 3 plus this exponent of 1 is equal to 4. So I multiply that in the numerator also, because I cannot change the value of this particular expression. So the numerator simply becomes 2 times the fourth root of 3 squared, which is 9. So we'll just change that to 9x. And then that will be over. Now we are going to multiply the 3 squared by the 3 squared, which will be 3 to the 4th power. And we will also multiply x cubed by x, which will be x to the 4th power. Remembering that these are still under the fourth root symbol. But now that I have a 3 to the 4th power and an x to the 4th power, I can go ahead and simplify them. We need to also keep in mind that we've already pulled an x out, so I need to keep that there. So this is what my fraction looks like. Simplifying, the numerator is still 2 times the fourth root of 9x divided by, remember that I still have this x to start with, the fourth root of 3 to the 4th, because this exponent and this index match, gives me 3. And then I do the same thing with this part, the fourth root with an index of 4 and an exponent of x to the 4th is simply x. Not quite done because I just need to tidy up. And this is going to be 2 times the 4th root of 9x all over 3x squared.